Adam's house. I guess you'd call that summer snow. First room.
Destroyed their business as well as 300 others in town. And so then they decided it's time to diversify and branch out after they rebuilt. And then he got into being a key investor in the Golden Rewards mine. It was the second largest mine at that time. And also he was raising cattle, upwards of 45,000 head of cattle, which he would send to distant slaughterhouses as well. Servant's call button, if you pushed it, bells would ring in the kitchen. That's the last room we're going to see in the house. And a panel would light up to tell the servants their curtains as we come on through. This W.E. Adams. They decorated it lavishly with flowers and all kinds of things, and they feasted on things like oysters, fish, turkey, grouse, okay? Lots of cakes and ice cream. They spared no cost for this party. And of course, after the party, they figured they had lots of years to live here, right? But Anna started to have some health issues, so she went to Chicago to seek medical advice. It was actually in Chicago, then she died of heart failure. So they shipped her body back here by train. It was in this parlor room that they had the viewing of her body. Okay? She is buried in Mount Moriah Cemetery in the Hebrew section. If you haven't been up the hill, you'll find, but you'll have to look for the Finkelstein. And also one thing you want to know, this is an okay light fixture. The one that was originally in here is very nice. It's upstairs when they built the house. So there was lots of remodeling going on in the time of the owners, but you know they had money. Yeah, almost all of them. They still function. Yeah. Yeah. Amazing. Yeah. I only wish.
Cracking something.
Cracking something, absolutely. Trimming the top of a soft-boiled egg so that they could eat it out of the shell with a spoon. And the egg would actually sit in these little cups there. Yeah, so they had everything even back then. Okay? Of course, notice, well, by the doorway there, okay, the light switch is right. Is there a servant's call button?
Yes.
No. Get out from the table, right? And of course, the servants would come running through that door. That's the kitchen, which we see last. Okay? So, if there were prowlers, well, they'd probably come to the dining room for this expensive silverware, right? So, guess what we have behind? Can you all see this little interesting door over here? It is a safe. And actually, we still have the combination for it. Okay? So, peek in the bathroom and then maybe kind of move over toward the window here. Or in the balcony. So when you go outside afterwards, take a look at that. Okay. So we call this W.E.'s bedroom. William Emery, right, is his name. W.E. for short. And this is the second of the Italian marble sinks. And notice that beautifully painted hand porcelain bowl later. So Mr. Adams was actually born on a farm near Faribault, Minnesota, south of Minneapolis. And at the age of 23, he and his older brother James decided to come west. In the middle are W.E. and his wife Alice on their wedding day. And the Bible is a family Bible.
Yeah, it's just a regular bathroom.
That they received as a wedding gift. Now, after that, well, James decided he was going to... If you've been to the Adams Museum, there's a 4-story brick building across from it, and that it was his warehouse. And
I don't know what that's like up there. Servants. Check out that shower curtain in the shower, stand in that tube.
Oh my gosh.
Showers were probably pretty rare back then.
And then Jim, did you see the toilet? I mean, the water.
Yeah, it takes all the way up.
Power flusher.
Yeah.
You gonna stay back here?
Is actually Lucille's the older daughter of the Adams family. When she passed away, her husband couldn't stand it, just sent everything back to the parents. Okay, here, so that's from W.E.'s bathroom. I mean, it's beautiful, and if you don't get a good look of it now, as we pass through, you can peek in as well. But we have the South Dakota residency, but when she'd come back, never stayed overnight. She would stay at the Franklin Hotel. So, and she decided she better sell the house, okay? So she sold it to a couple from Rapid City, Rebecca and Bruce Crossway, who bought the house for, any contents and all, for like
Okay.
He's the one who put the bathroom in for the servants as well. That refrigerator is a 1918 Frigidaire.
Quite the kitchen sink.
So is this some bells?
Those would be the bells that would ring as well.
So one for downstairs, one
Yeah.
for codes or whatever?
Yeah.
Very old cookies.
And this is the button also?